Hey, good evening everyone. Welcome to our Radical Geek live stream, Sunday night coffee talk. So I mentioned that I had something cool to show you guys. So let's see who all is here. You see we have, wow, the whole crew. Jen is here. Oh hey, Just Jason Keto, nice to see you. Good of you to make it. Sharon, oh, I'm excited that you're here. I'll wait until you're back. Hi, our friend Auntie has joined us. That's our moderator. Hungry Heath is here, driving home from KetoCon, so ear hustling. That's right, we don't text on the phone. Maybe your passenger can text for you. So. Oh, and Jen is heading towards Niagara Falls. My parchments are escaping, so hold on a second. Oh, okay, well, you know, that'll be nice when you drive through, and but Niagara Falls is awesome. I haven't been there in so long, and I just love it. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. I have some fun stories there. So, oh, and Hans is here. Says they made it home around 1:45. Well, I hope that your KetoCon was amazing. I saw on my Facebook feed your live stream, and it was like an hour late. And then I popped on over to YouTube, and it was like I wasn't even subscribed anymore. And I was like, well, I've subscribed before. Sometimes they fall off. I think it's part of, I noticed sometimes that YouTube does like this thing where they think people are maybe spam or serial subscribers, and so they undo it. That's why that happens sometimes. So I just resubscribed, and that was easy enough to fix. Give me a thumbs up if my audio is okay. As you know, I came back outside, and last week when I was filming I had some issues, so even though I'm prattling on like nothing's wrong, I probably could use a thumbs up to make sure that it is right. Although I don't see any complaining, so that's a good sign. Let's see. Owen Reichwind has joined us, and J-Dog's here. Happy Sunday, J-Dog. So let's see. Glad everybody seems to have made it home. Hi, Exchange Student 2. Good to see you. And Gigi's here. Hey, Mike. Nice to see you again. And Strong. Awesome to see you as well. So, oh, good. Oh, and Exchange Student 2. Thank you for confirming that. Helps a lot. So, this is the awesome thing I wanted to show you guys. I know I'm wearing an apron. This apron, check it out. Is from the fabulous talent of Sharon, who is in our chat right now. And yeah, oh, and Hans makes a joke that YouTube thought they wanted to be private people. Yeah, it's, I don't know, their algorithms are always a little crazy, but that's all right. We just fix it all. But totally, Sharon made this, and I know a lot of you have seen the koozies that we get for the Ninja Creamy Pints. She's actually based here in Ohio. I went ahead and put the link to her shop in the description of this video, so it'll be available when it posts. But this was my birthday present from Sharon, and I could not be more excited. Not only did she do fun embroidery with and everything, and this is fancy embroidery, but all these times that you've been seeing me drink my coffee, you guys, she did this design on her own, but check it out. It's my coffee cup. I just thought that was like super the coolest. So I really wanted to say that. I just think that that was like the best. It was spectacular. So, oh, and J-Dog's agreeing with me that they're that the YouTube algorithms are the worst. I have to say, I'm not sure which is worse, the Facebook or the or YouTube, but yeah, Facebook sends me some weird stuff. So, and I know I'm already kind of weird because I'm nerdy, but I'm not that weird. So, but you never know. But oh, also I'll mention this thing. It's nice. It has pockets. The top is adjustable, so if you are a taller person, you can adjust it to fit you. And the pockets are just right. Like a lot of aprons that I've had in the past, the pockets wind up way down by your knees. And I'm like, that's not where I want my kitchen towel or tools or little things that I've got in there. So it's just sheer delight. Anyways, back to the subject at hand. These are going to be like super fast this evening, but I'll go over what we're doing. I'm making a play on the coffee shop that shall not be named, because we don't want them to get mad at our YouTube channel, but you know which one I mean, green and white, or sometimes silver. But they have a cold foam pumpkin spice latte. So I'm going to replicate that. Now, the one thing I will say is they call it a pumpkin cold foam. I will tell you, I never taste any pumpkin in it, so I didn't make it pumpkin here. So, oh no, exchange student 2, you are taller than me. I am barely 5 foot. So, but yeah, so at least you are taller than me. Yeah, so they make this cold foam, and it was actually, they had just started to come out with it, and I know a lot of people really super love them, and I don't know how I feel about their pumpkin spice lattes, and I can't have them now that we're keto anyways, but it's summer, and I do love cold drinks. So lots of compliments here, so nice. And like I said, I had two, and OP is thanking for the koozie link. Definitely, it's been fantastic. I use it all the time. So, but the pumpkin drink, you know, so I went all pumpkin spice with a little splash of vanilla, and that's what we're going. I have the cold brewed coffee. I've got my cup of ice with my favorite reusable metal spoon. Oh, the ice is a little bit melty, so it's sticking together here and there. That's all right. Then I made syrups. I made this one is the pumpkin spice, and it's a little bit thinner. I used and I put this in the notes too, so when this publishes, it'll come out, and you will have all of that information. But I just took some of the Jordan's pumpkin skinny syrup and reduced it with a little bit of allulose. Allulose kind of makes a big difference when it comes to making these syrups, because it kind of gets a little bit of that caramelization. And then I made a vanilla syrup. The vanilla syrup is super thick. Like, man, you could put that on pancakes. But I only made these little teeny tiny amounts because it's only for the one drink. But the vanilla is allulose, water, and vanilla, and I just reduced it down to be syrupy. And what we do with this, I'm gonna actually make smashburgers first, so we can turn the blackstone off and not be sweating here. And then we'll make our coffee. I also have my French press. You might think that's weird, but we'll explain why shortly. The smashburgers we've seen 9 million times on the internet, but I still see lots of pictures of people posting their smashburgers, and they're pretty thick. And I also wanted to show you how we're making them into a melt, because way pre-keto, if we were going for like some fast food type of thing and wanted some of that greasy late night delicious foods, we used to go to a place that we have in the Midwest called Steak and Shake. And I see the question about my ice cream, and after we cook smashburgers, we'll talk about that, because it'll go fast. So we call it Steak and Shake. I think it's in a lot of places across the country, but I don't know all of them. But they have basically what I would call smashburgers, and you can get them at smashburger places as well. And but they have a lot of melt versions, and we like that. And there was one especially called the Frisco melt, and I modified that because their Frisco melt has like Swiss cheese in it, and I like my Colby Jack or cheddar first, so I'm using cheddar cheese. And also they use their caramelized onions separate, and I'm gonna make the onion smash burger. So what I have here is I have six balls of ground beef. You do not season smash burgers ahead of time. That actually makes them stick to your griddle, and so really not very pleasant. And sometimes smash burgers stick a little bit anyways because you're pushing them down so hard. So you don't want to do that. Oh, exchange student 2 says they knew I was going to stay steak and shake. And also for my French dressing, and they usually use a blend. They use a couple dressings, a French and I can't remember the other one, but it's 2 dressings, and I went with just keto French dressing. I do have in the description, I remember to put the recipes, so yay. But for smash burgers, you only want tiny burgers because you need them to smash super flat, 3 ounces. And that's what this is. So 6 3-ounce burgers. I'm gonna throw the leftovers on a plate. So we're gonna start, we'll put all of it on a plate first because I also will throw my bread on. I also have purple onion, and they use white onions that they caramelize, but we'll do ours. But these onions are super wafer thin. You could see through them if it was a whole slice, and you get that look from a mandolin. You don't want big chunky onions. That's super important, or else they don't cook properly. Oh, Jen just wants to remind everybody that on her phone the tagging's not working, but she does recognize and see us all. And Air Fry and Auntie sending out some reminders. Thank you very much, Air Fry and Auntie. So let's see. Oh, it's Sharon Holloway. Of course, balls. Oh, we have to say that. It's our ode to our beloved Rachel, who probably is still in Texas. I hope that you guys who got to go to KetoCon had like a freaking blast. But let me show you. You know, when we have talked, I'm going to take my watch off. I don't like it being so near the heat. We've talked about the griddle before, and I always say, yes, the griddle is on. Thanks, Hans. So yes, it does feel as bad as Texas, and Ohio is not great right now. It's 90, and it is humid. So that's why I'm anxious to cook my dinner and shut the griddle off. But in the past, I've mentioned we always only use low, at the most medium. Smash burgers are the exception to the rule. You want them on the screaming hot griddle, and we are going to go super fast with it. You will be shocked. I also have my burger press. This was one of the ones from the Blackstone, but you should know that it has a lip on it, and if you can find the older version that's flat, I love those even better, and I highly recommend that. But this one works fine too. You're going to smash the bejesus out of them. So my parchments keep trying to get away from me. And this goes fast. We're going to throw these onto the griddle. We're going to sprinkle with our salt, with our garlic pepper from Redmond, and then we're going to drop our onions on and smash really that fast. So ask more questions that we'll come back to, because I do have to work rather quickly. So we're going to go 1, 2, and make sure there's space between them, because you got to have room for them to spread out. Now we'll throw our onions on there in a pile. 1, good enough. And in just that little bit of time, I take a parchment so my stuff doesn't get too disgusting. You start right at the very beginning and you just smash it all the way. Put your whole weight on it. That's not smashed enough for me. If you don't feel it smashed enough, get it with your spatula and we move on. You put them down, you smash in the order you threw them down. Yeah, I have to put some muscle into that. there we go. I was just feeling puny. And you want them super smashed so that they get that lacy sort of look on the edges. You don't really want them to be solid. It's okay if they tear on the edges. It's actually ideal. And as fast as we did that, you immediately come to the front where you started and flip. The onions are already starting to cook down a little bit. The burger's gotten some little bits of crispy on it. All this flip. And basically, the only thing we have left to do is cheese. So I saw the question asking if we would put mustard on before. By the way, I'm only putting cheese on too. Here's the important part, the dome. The rest of these I'm going to pull off already. They're done. As soon as I see where I put my spatula, there it is. I'm losing some onions. Let me grab those real quick. So those will be for probably breakfast tomorrow. And now I'm just going to throw my bread here and leave that bread to heat up a little bit. You don't have to butter the bread or anything. This is a variant on the, there you go, my nice melty cheese. And get rid of this. Let me scoot these over. You get that nice cheese skirt going, so it does stick a little, but not much. Scoops right up once you get under. You know, the cheese skirt is the best part. And it'd be nice if I had put my bread on first, but I didn't think about it all the way. But the bread goes really quick. And the reason that I don't butter it ahead of time is because I use a lot of butter powder when I'm making the bread in the first place. So it kind of gets that buttery, melty bit on it to start with. Just another second there. Phew. And it'll just take me, like, after the live stream, like 5 minutes to scrape this down and give it a little cleanup, and we'll be all groovy. Grab my toast here. Let me assemble my burger. Sorry, I'm a little off camera, but you will see. Straight onion. So there it is. Ooey gooey. Kind of getting some glare so you're not seeing the detail. Let me take a quick picture of it with the phone and I'll post it so you can see the finished piece. Click. Put my top piece on with my griddled bread. And don't worry, the bread is not burnt. It just has a little bit of color from being hot on the griddle. We are adding a condiment now. This is where our dressing comes in, that French dressing. we're gonna smear that on right inside to our bread. Also, yes, I am a condiment person, but I just put it on at the very last second after you griddle the bread. So that's basically, that is all there is to it. So if you ever need like a really tasty dinner, now you've got something to go to. Give me a second here. I got really warm. All right, so anyways, whew. All right, so that's our smash burger, and we can cut into that in a moment, and I will take a great big bite. But so let's see. Let me get into these comments, and then we'll start our beverage. Let's see. All right. Oh, Raikkonen says that they think the apron would make a good t-shirt. It sure would. I'll have to think about that in the future. Let's see. Lots of greetings back and forth. The balls comment. Oh, Cool Kid Keto had Steak and Shake before at the Chicago airport. Yeah, it's the quintessential fast food with their little skinny fries. That I can't replicate yet, but I'll figure something out eventually. But honestly, I was always more about the cheese sauce, and cheese sauce I got down. So. Oh, Exchange Student 2 says they smashed their burgers with 2 Corel plates. That's a smart idea. I don't know if I would want to do that on the Blackstone, but it would probably work great. Let's see. Oh, Jen is asking me where Dyson is at. He is inside. He's been outside several times today, and he has had enough. He was mad that I was coming out, and he was not, but he did not want to come outside. So, you know, little dogs, what are you going to do? There's no pleasing them. So let's see. Oh, and let's see. Oh, an Exchange Student 2 said they picked berries, and after 5 minutes they wanted to be done, but got them all. Awesome. Oh, and Hans says use the old school cast iron to make smash burgers. Yes, old school cast iron works great, but the original smash burger was made on a griddle. So, but honestly, as long as you've got super high heat, and probably stainless steel wouldn't be the best because it will definitely stick. You can smash burgers in anything. The secret is just making sure you get them good and flat so that they cook within seconds. And let's see. So Air Fry Annie is asking about seasoning the meat. Correct. We do not season the meat until after it's on the grill. It's actually really important because if you mix it into the meat, the seasoning doesn't, not sure what, blacken. I don't know, blacken sounds burnt, but that's not the right term because it doesn't get burnt. But the seasoning on the outside makes a huge difference. And if you mix it into the meat ahead of time, it gets, I don't know, the texture is just unpleasant and the flavor is not right. That's the same thing about mixing the onions in ahead of time as well. Let's see. J-Dog also agrees, loves some smash burgers. And Strong says they used to not make their own burgers until they learned about smash burgers. Yeah, there's something about that crust and that lacy deliciousness. You know, I really love a great big thick burger as well, but there are times when this is just the thing to have. So, an Exchange Student is basically agreeing with me. They love any beef burgers. Yes, actually, I love pretty much any burger. I've had tuna burgers, I've had crab burgers, yeah, all kinds. Oh, and Jen is asking if these are the burgers you can coat with mustard before frying. I've seen a lot of people do that. I personally do not like it, but you can certainly try it. I will tell you that it does not do nicely on the griddle for me. I don't like to work that hard to clean it. I like a quick scrape and then maybe a little scour with my little griddle, and then a quick wipe down with the oil. Oh, Air Fried Auntie says they love the idea of the smash burger, but they already have leftovers from yesterday. You know, there's lots of time to make lots of burgers. Oh, and Cool Kid Keto says they're starting to think they've never had a smash burger, but probably need to. Yes, you do. Roz has joined us and says it looks delicious. Glad to hear it. I hope that you get a chance to try them. Oh, an exchange student too is trying to decide if they're done with dinner or you might need to microwave some bologna. I've never microwaved bologna. How does that come out when you compare it to like frying it up in the fry pan? I'm curious. Remind me to come back to the bologna discussion in a little bit. I've got a place to talk to you guys about. So. Oh, and Reichwin says the closest they would say would be like the old White Castle burgers. I've never had the old White Castle burgers. I had many years ago, way pre-keto, someone found out that I had not eaten at a White Castle before, and we had been out at the bars and they said, we need White Castle, you must have them. And as hungry as I was, because we used to go to Taco Bell after the bars, and that was much more appealing. But we got these and I was like, okay, fine, the experience. I took a bite and I had to get the paper towel and untake the bite. It was not something that I found pleasing, and that's you know, I wasn't the driver, let me just put it that way, and I feel like I should have been more open to pretty much eating whatever disgusting fast food we found at 3 o'clock in the morning. But there are evidently limits. So, oh, Cool Kid Keto's lost power. The worst in the summer heat. But it is happening a lot. So I'm going to continue with comments in a minute. So hopefully I can find the place again. But let's start this coffee drink, because my ice is melting. Let me drink the water out of it so it doesn't get too... I don't want my coffee watered down. All right. So I've got my ice. I've got my cold brewed coffee. Way more than I needed to bring, but that's all right. Oh, I didn't leave room for the phone. Let me take a drink here. All right. I'm gonna put half of the vanilla syrup right into the coffee and mix it in. It's like a super important part, and you have to really agitate it. Sometimes I use a cocktail spoon, but I was like, my metal straw is plenty strong. Here's where my French press comes in. Yes, I could use my electric frother, which has a cold mode on it, but it actually gets too frothy. And you could froth right in your French press. So I have my half cup here of dairy. It is half heavy cream and half water. We've talked about that before, about making it your milk texture. If you use all heavy cream, when you start frothing it, you're going to make whipped cream, which is the wrong texture for cold foam. Whipped cream is delicious, but not when you're looking for cold foam. Now, I also add in my syrups. I have a little scraper here. Make sure we get all of the syrups, because it's only half an ounce, a total of 1 ounce syrups. So, and then now here is where the pumpkin spice goes. As you can see, it's a little bit thinner than the vanilla syrup, but that's because the fluid was the Jordan Skinny. And now here's where your French press comes in. You're just gonna work this, and it does take some arm strength, but it will froth up. It takes about a couple seconds or so. Oh, Air Fry and Auntie is sharing that they've got a place called the Squeeze Inn that makes amazing cheese skirt burgers, and they'll also make a burnt hot dog with the cheese skirt. Nice. That is one of my favorites. I love burnt hot dogs, and see, Reichman agrees, burn the hot dog. And while I plunge, let me scroll this down a bit and do some more. Oops, too far. Or was I? I don't know. I might miss a couple comments, but that's all right. So, all right, let's see. So, Oh, yeah, the sauce is a keto French dressing. Air fried auntie's asking what's in the sauce. It's a keto French dressing, so it's mayonnaise, a keto ketchup, salt, pepper, half and half apple cider vinegar and white vinegar, and then salt, pepper, and paprika. Let me muscle through this and get it a little bit foamy. So, however, lightly foamed. Oh, let me discard this here. What I should have brought was a spoon, but I did not. So, and I don't know if you can really see it on the camera, but you can see it's a pretty thick. You see it sits on top. I had a little extra, but well, maybe I'll throw it on something in the morning. And then my pumpkin spice blend for the top, which is pumpkin spice blend is ginger, a little bit of allspice. You can use clove instead of allspice, but I find clove too strong for many for an application like this. So I use allspice, nutmeg, and cinnamon. And I don't need all of this again, but and you just give that a little sprinkle on top. And because it's the cold foam, instead of a whipped cream, it starts leaching down into the coffee beverage. This is not a free-for-all anytime beverage. It is a special occasion beverage because of all of the sweeteners in it, but you can't really go wrong if you're looking for that kind of treat. And a little bit of heavy cream and some sweetener, not bad. I see Hans is saying tuna burger, question mark. So we'll talk about that too. It was incredible. Oops. Hopefully I didn't just click something. I got syrup on my mouse. But, alright. So let's see. Oh, I have lost track in here. Let's see. Oh, and Sharon is helping by reminding that the description will be in the live. It is. As soon as it publishes, it should be in the description. And actually, you might even be able to see it now. I'm not sure. Air Fry Nanny's asking, is that the same for all burgers or just smash burgers? I assume you're asking about the seasoning, and the answer is just for smash burgers. Let me cut this bad boy in half. Oh, because I was kind of hungry when we came to the live stream. My hands are sticky. It's alright. Oh, and Air Fry Nanny's saying maybe a smash burger with some of the Hungry Heath pimento cheese. That would be outstanding. Oh my god, it's so good. Whittled onions are the best. So anyways, let's see. Oh, and we were talking about Air Frying Auntie's burgers yesterday. They looked good. That meal looked great. And Lisa says watching the foam sink down is mesmerizing. I love that too. It's part of one of my favorite parts. It's really good because of all the ice and the light and only the light agitation of the foam. It's not so heavy. And because it's just the syrups and you're mixing it with the super strong cold brew and the lightened up heavy cream, it's refreshing instead of being a really heavy. So you're not like in that cloyingly sweet frappuccino sort of feeling. It's much lighter than that. Really good, and it hits those spicy notes, especially with a little bit of sprinkles on top. So. Oh, hey, Rhonda. It's good to see you. I'm glad you got to join us tonight. So, oh, anyway, so that was the big thing. I gotta have another bite of this. It's so good. So, but yeah, So when you, on those nights when you're looking for super quick and easy dinner, it's a great go-to, especially if you have a loaf of the egg white bread. And you can use any egg white bread recipe you want. I would not use the original PSMF. You really need the fat for this kind of meal, which, you know, as you guys know, I am keto, so I need high fat anyways. And I feel like the texture of those breads are 1,000 times better when you have more fat. So after I whip my egg whites with all of the additives I put in there, I mix in quite a lot of butter powder and a little bit of whole egg powder as well. So it's really quite lofty bread. So yeah, so it holds up, and that's also why it griddles so nicely though. I mean, I don't know if you can see it or not, but yeah, look how nice and toasty it is. Delightful, perfectly grilled. Oh no. There were some onions leaking out, so I had to catch those. Hey OP, don't worry, we miss comments and people coming and going all the time. And our little animals, when nature calls, you just gotta go. It's all right. Anyway, so unfortunately though, I don't have anything to give you as far as like history on cold foam drinks. I don't know the history on them. They're relatively new in the United States. So, and I don't have them very much. So I don't know if they've got a rich history or something. You know, they remind me of flat whites, but in a cold version and sweet. Whereas when we make a flat white, you will see they're not sweet. You can probably make them sweetened, but honestly that might be weird in a flat white for me. At least to me it is. So, oh yeah, so, back to the bologna thing. With the bologna, whoever was talking about making the bologna, we have a bar here. It is like it is a dive, but it's really, really popular, even though it is like the grungiest of dive bars. But they have like really amazing burgers, and then they also have a fried bologna sandwich, but instead of it being like little slices of fried bologna, it's this giant thick hunk of bologna, and somehow they've managed to still get that fried sort of flavor through it. I don't know how they do it, and honestly, I don't know. It's really weird, but it was weirdly, strangely delicious back in the day when we went there. So, but their burgers are also amazing, and you just wonder like, oh man, this crummy little scary place, I don't know, but it's always jam-packed because their burgers are amazing. So, let's see. Oh, and Air Frying Annie says they might make their coconut fathead flatbread and toast it for their smashburgers. Nice. Exchange Student 2 wants to know what we're making next week. I'm not sure yet. I might have had something in mind, but I don't remember right now. I know that we are making some shrimp fried cauli rice tomorrow. I know technically Tuesday is the seafood day, or I don't know, shrimp day or something. I know I wanted it, but we're making it tomorrow. So, but I haven't thought all the way ahead. I know that if there's something that people want, if I have the things to make it, because I'm not going shopping this week. The schedule is not allowing for it, and it's not the right time. We do a big shop once a month, and I already did our big once a month shop. So, but I do have an awful lot of things that we can eat. I have a cat who just brought me neighbor's napkin. I don't know. Okay. So, animals. I don't know. At least it wasn't like, you know, dead animal. Dirty garbage, I guess, is a step up for me. So. Oh, and air fried auntie is saying that they get really quality beef boar's head bologna, and bet they could get the deli to cut it thicker. Probably. Oh yeah, they do. And Kroger also sells big hunks of bologna. It looks like liverwurst package. Liverwurst is in yellow, bologna is in red. Good to know. I didn't know about the yellow and the red. I haven't had any liverwurst in a long time, and I actually like it. Oh, and Sharon's saying that liverwurst and pork rinds is tasty. I haven't tried it with pork rinds. I might like to. I have to take another bite. It's really delicious, and I was really hungry. So, other cool things. So, I forgot. Anyways, I told you guys about my awesome birthday gift. So I hope that you like it. And like I said, check out Sharon's shop. That'll be, you know, she has some really cool stuff. J-Dog liver, it's the worst. No. Okay, it can be. So, but it doesn't have to be. And liverwurst is, I don't know, it's like a whole different genre. So it's not so bad, especially if you cook it a little bit, or you throw it like on the griddle or things like that. So, oh yes, the ice cream talk. Exchange student 2 reminded me to get back to what we were saying earlier. For ice cream, so I have a few go-tos. First of all, I find the Keto Chow ice cream to be an awesome meal, and I have it several times a week. I find it extremely gratifying to spin my ice cream between my meetings. I usually have one that goes until 2 o'clock, and then I have one that starts at 3 o'clock, and by then I'm cranky for the day, and I find it extremely gratifying to then take my lunch and going and doing a little bit of like a short little exercise or just tuning out for a little bit, and then right before my 3 o'clock meeting I spin it, and then I eat ice cream for the end of the day. And honestly, the meetings become so much more tolerable if I'm eating ice cream. So, but so that is a thing. And for the Keto Chow ice cream, I use a cup of almond milk, and then my scuba Keto Chow, I do add a little bit of liquid Splenda, the liquid sucralose, not Splenda, just because it's whatever comes in the big bottle and it's not diluted. A couple drops, because the cold mutes the flavor a little bit. So I bump that up, and that helps keep it back in place. And also usually an egg for some fat, and possibly a little splash of heavy cream. Although sometimes I hold off on the heavy cream, and I add that in between the 2 spin cycles. Mike is asking about Braunschweiger. I like Braunschweiger. I don't ever get it very often. You know, I know there are a lot of places here that have it, but I'm never there, so it kind of slips our mind quite a bit. Chicken spread. J-Dog saying he hates chicken spread and liverwurst. I don't know what chicken spread is, so I don't know if I'm better off or if I need to try it. So, but I don't know. Chicken spread sounds not good, but then again, I eat chicken salad. Is it just chicken salad but like ground up real fine? I'm not sure I would care about that. Oh, Rhonda is asking about whether we Lisa frying up the liverwurst, asking if we add a little bit of fat. I do put down fat before I fry it up. Oh, exchange student 2 cut their finger, broken coffee carafe in the dishwater, and oh, those are the most painful, those glass cuts. So, but the other thing that I've really enjoyed as the ice cream is I take the yogurt and I add like a little bit of flavoring to it. Like if I've made, I will sometimes make a berry coulis and add a little bit of that to it, along with a little splash of citrus and some sweetener, and freeze that up. Oh my gosh, it is fantastic. Also, Serious Keto has a lemon sour cream thing, and I can't remember if it's yogurt or not because it's been a while, but I tried that a few times and that was just out of this world amazing. Can't go wrong with Serious Keto recipes. I don't think I've ever tried one that was bad or that I didn't care for. Oh, I don't care if you yuck my yum, J-Dog. I think it's hilarious. We all have foods that we don't like. You'll never get me to eat eggplant again because I've tried it so many times trying to like it, and I've just come to the conclusion that I absolutely do not. So, I wish I knew where my cat was now that it brought me trash, because there are chipmunks running in the yard. Last year we had to do the horrible thing and get an exterminator, and I had to pay a fortune to do live trapping so that they could take them away. They have a deal with some local areas where they can dump them because I couldn't bear to kill them. But I could not believe that I was paying money to relocate rodents, but they were tearing up the lawn. And then I was informed that if you get a chipmunk infestation, they can actually damage the foundation of your house. So can't have that. So good. Okay, so Sharon says chicken spread is the best. I'm gonna have to look that up. Oh, and J-Dog says he got seriously ill with Underwood spread as a kid, and that's why he doesn't like them. Oh, that's like that deviled ham stuff in the little teeny can, right? We used to get that sometimes when we were kids. No, I cannot deal with that texture. But I do have a ham salad that I make from scratch, and it's akin to it. I guess you could call it a deviled ham because it follows that kind of genre, but we do not put it through the food processor. We pulse it just a little bit with a chopper, and so it's more of a chunkier texture, which I realize now that I say it doesn't sound all that great, but that actually tastes good. I don't think that we ate that stuff as kids. They usually put it on like squishy white bread, and we ate it because you eat what you're given. I don't know that as an adult that I could eat that. Just thinking about it kind of like turns me off a bit. Attila's making fun of the cat. Cat, you had one job. I'm just gonna say I prefer a little piece of trash that I can pick up than to an animal head. Oh yeah, Niagara Falls. So it's been so long, I hesitate to make recommendations, but okay, except for one. If they are running the boat tours under the falls, do it. It is incredible. Now, you might need earplugs, but then again, you know what? Don't plan on having a conversation under the falls. We loved being on the Buffalo side because there were fewer people, but you go right across the bridge and you're in Niagara Falls, and outstanding. I just like actually going and standing around at the falls, to be honest. It sounds kind of lame, but I mean, what are you there for? I wish I could remember the name of the hotel. Of course, it's been so many years, probably almost 2 decades, but I stayed in this hotel. It was a little bit cheaper than some of the others, but I got this amazing suite, and it had like a big giant, I think it was in a bridal suite or something. I don't know but I was in that suite by myself, and it had like this big giant round bed with like velvet covers, and that was awesome. It was so much fun and absolutely hilarious. And then another time that we went to the falls, again, the tour was the freaking best part. it was just great. Now you do get soaking wet from the spray of the water as they go under the falls, so keep that in mind, plan accordingly. But that was my favorite part. But we also went to some casinos and had a lot of fun there. But that time that I went, I was part of a sales team. I was the manager, and I have to tell you, hardcore advertising sales, oh, that is a brutal job. And if you are their manager, you have to keep up with those salespeople. And advertising salespeople love to drink. And those were not my pride and joy times, but I learned that I could keep up with giant football-sized guys by drinking Coors Light and looking much more impressive than I actually was by getting the pitcher and having a great big straw. And so I would have a pitcher of Coors Light and relatively be okay and relatively hydrated at the end of the night, whereas they would be rip-roaring smashed and I would just be tipsy and be able to take a cab home. So but you got to keep up with the guys, and if you're their manager, you have to go take them out. Oh, I don't miss those days. And the owner of our ad company was just super crazy, and he had a BMW, which was great because he would go out with all of us as well and foot the bill, but he would get totally trashed and we'd be pouring him into a cab home. And the bad part, and it was good that I was only on the Coors Light train, because he would then call at like 8 o'clock in the morning and be like, I don't know where I left my Beamer. I need you to go find it and bring it back. And he would be like, and get it washed too. And I'm like, I'm the freaking team manager. But then again, I was also fairly young and cruising in the Beamer. So I didn't exactly object, even though I totally should have told him to, under no certain terms, F right off. So, all right. So I've strayed with my crazy stories. OP likes ham salad, and their mom used to make a beef version that was awesome. Ooh, I've never tried a beef version. That might be interesting to try out. Oh, and Air Fried Andy says their grandpa used to mail them to Washington State from California, government cheeses and canned meats. You know, there's lots of jokes about that government cheese, but for the most part, it's actually pretty edible. They make it sound like it's Velveeta type, where it's the greasy oil, but actually what it is barely aged cheddar. So it's underaged cheddar, which makes it very soft, so it's actually not a bad food. Weirdly, it's not mostly canola oil like Velveeta. So now they do in some places have that, but it's not the standard. Let's see. Oh, Mike Sandy is adding that government cheese and PB was good. And Rhonda agrees. It was. So, and Air Fried Andy says the cheese and PB was why he threw in the canned meat. I'm not really sure where the canned meat comes into play. I feel like it's one or the other. Sorry, I took too big of a bite and had to chew. So anyways. And we started a thing with the fried bologna. Hans is offering Cool Kid Keto Nicole to make fried bologna. Very romantic. Sharon adds, that's true love. Especially if you have to go to the store and get some. And Stacy is here and says they like that Spam salad is delicious. I also haven't tried Spam salad. I feel like I'm not sure about that. We've eaten some Spam dishes on here, and I feel like I had enough. Although the musubi was good. Oh, and Sharon says during the Hurricane Hugo, they got the cheese and the canned meats. That both of them were good. Well, that's good to hear. Oh, the other, because you know, I was actually talking with my kid about one of those things, and I said, you know, because we were watching old episodes of Cutthroat Kitchen, because we love watching Alton Brown torture people. It doesn't even matter if the food is good, but we also like to sit there and be highly critical as if we could do better. But it's fun, and we have a good time, and we enjoy coming up with all of the things that we think that they could do under all that pressure with the stuff. Plus, we also know most of it's not quite real, so there's definitely room for adjustments. But they were in the episode. They had the canned chicken, and it's the whole chicken in the can, all jellified, and it smells bad. And they talk about how bad it smells. And so the problem is that that's the most disgusting thing ever. That chicken in a can. It's different from like the little flake canned chicken, which also can have a smell, but it's easy to rinse off and then chunk and utilize. But that chicken in a can is absolutely foul. Just wait for it. Anyways, because not only does it smell bad, but it's got all of the bones and the very slimy, never crisped, just steamed chicken skin, all kind of coming out in with the gelatin from the collagen and the preservatives and other things that they've put in there. So that they have to use this is just, I feel like once you get that in there, it's amazing if you make it out of there. But let's see. Oh, Air Fry Nanny says he's pretty sure he was lifting it from the vet's home where he worked. He was a vet, but he worked there, and so, well, you know, I don't know that that's necessarily lifting, because they probably had some that was for distributions, and they had to also make sure it gets distributed appropriately, and if he was a vet, then that food was also for him. So, let's see. Okay, so Stacy says the ground spam with pickles mixed with mayo, just like a ham salad. I would be willing to try it, but I don't know. I'm just not in the mood. Maybe it's just the summer. Might be better in winter. Oh, I know if I go and try to turn the camera, first of all, it'll be chaos on the stream. But there's a cardinal right there. And he is so pretty right now. He's so vibrant. I bet he wishes he had smashburger. But he's not going to get that close. Nope, there he goes. So... And then Air Fry Nanny, oh, is canned ham the same as the stuff with the paper wrap and the devil on it? Yes, yes it is. That is the very same thing. That is the deviled ham. Oh, Air Fry Nanny says he also hit his alcohol all over. Well, all right, so. I have to move my dressing. Sorry guys. Mike Sandy says fried bologna in the air fryer 375 at 7 minutes. It's not bad, but not as good as the traditional fried. I'll have to just come over and you'll cook. That's my new plan. We have plenty of other people from Ohio, and I feel like I should just start visiting and be like, cook me a dish, and then I'll tell everybody how awesome you are. Probably not, but it sounds fun in my head, and it's fun to threaten people with my presence, because honestly the nerdity is probably exponential in real life. So, but I think that is everything I got. Now I just have to do like all the cleanup. Anything else you guys need this evening, or shall I let us all go and enjoy our respective dinners? If you have ideas that you want for next week's live stream, let me know. We can do something in the smoker. I had been talking about doing the pig shots. If my family doesn't eat all of the sausages between now and then, we could do those. Again, that's dependent on whether all the sausages get eaten before I remember to tell them, don't eat that. So, but the other thing we could do, I don't know, there's lots of things. And anything on the griddle that you want, I have a lot of options. So we could definitely do that. Oh, and Cool Kid Keto said the food that Chef Michael made at the event yesterday in Austin was so good. I'm so jealous. I wanted to go to KetoCon so bad, but there was definitely no way I was getting the time off and spending all of the money I would need to spend to travel to Texas. Not when I have just recently been on vacation. So yeah, it was just it's definitely not in the cards for me. But I hope a lot of you are going to Ketopalooza in October. That's going to be so awesome. And I did get a great big suite. So, oh, my neighbors are having a party or something. They're yelling in the streets. So, but, oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Ketopalooza. I got a great big suite. I haven't made any plans, formal or informal. Although I feel like probably for Ketopalooza, we might not have a Sunday night live stream, depending on if we can plot together for one of the nights to do something all together. Why not? We've done it in the past, but we never know. Maybe we'll do both. I'm actually staying in Louisville Sunday night, so it would still be in the hotel. So, all right. Good night, J-Dog, and see you guys on Keto on the Couch tomorrow, because I will actually be available. I just got to set myself an alarm to remind me. So, yep. All right, good night, everyone. Oh, and Gretchen, you missed the whole thing. I made awesome smash burgers on a toasted keto bread with my homemade French dressing. Or, I'm sorry, I keep saying French dressing. It's a take on French dressing. Thousand Island-y French dressing. They're all similar. Add some pickles if you want. All right, good night, everyone. You have a good night, and I will talk to a bunch of you tomorrow. And Gretchen, she can reach out to me. Oh, good night, Roz, and hi. We didn't hear from you a whole lot during here. Gretchen, I'm gonna reach out and talk to you a bit later about next weekend. So I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.